Hello, you beautiful beings. Rosie Glow here with a little New Year message to ease us with grace into 2021. So, what was 2020 all about? Clear vision, seeing with crystal clear clarity the craziness and the confusion in this world. I don't know what this year was like for you, but for me it was a really epic year. It started today a year ago with my beautiful beloved husband proposing to me on New Year's Eve on a spaceship. And I remember just before he did that, I kind of said to him, I just have no idea how I would have got through the last few months without you. It was the first time that I'd really acknowledged how much I appreciated someone supporting me in my life. And that was huge for me, absolutely huge, to allow myself to surrender to needing that support and to asking for it. And there he is, popping the question. The next thing I know, we go skiing. We go skiing in Chamonix just before the COVID thing struck. And then we ended up getting married in the summer. And in the background of all of this, because, you know, this was a year when so many restrictions were in place, we have been deconstructing our home, or rather I should say he has, so that we can reconstruct it. So this is so symbolic, and I would love you to take this on board. It's why I'm in here with this star seed, because this time, this year, is all about seeding star peace and moving away from the old paradigm of Star Wars, okay? And that is my invitation to you. When I tuned into what this new year is all about, it's about discernment. It's about empowerment. And through discerning what is truth and what is fiction for us, and then empowering ourselves, each and every one of us individually, to seek out that which we are aligned with, this is how we can create a sustainable future for all. So it is really a time where we've gone through the Armageddon, apocalypse type energy of 2020, where there's been so much confusion, so much manipulation of truth. Now, none of this is new, right? We've known it's gone on for a very, very long time, thousands of years, the patriarchal system, but it's coming down now. And everyone is being shown for what they're actually doing. There is going to be so much exposure in 2021. So I'd love you just to hold tight to the idea that your job is simply to fantasize, to engage your imagination, to daydream what you want for your future, instead of it being dependent on what other people tell you is possible. Because we are learning to detach from the narrative that someone else controls our destiny, and we start to learn how to direct ourselves in alignment with the highest good of all. And that is the invitation, okay? This is the Rosie Glow path, is to align with grace and ease, to align with the win-win-win in everything and the highest good of all. And that's what I do with my coaching clients. That's what I do with my yoga clients, is I teach them what that actually means in real life. So it moves from intangible concepts into physical reality. So I really hope you're going to join me this year. Remember, if you want an entry-level intro to me, it starts with my yoga classes. There's some really great offers with that. Currently, I'm teaching twice a week in the evenings in the UK, online, so you can meet me anywhere. And there are lots of different options for being able to join me for coaching, including Liberation from Limitation, which will be starting the end of this month, the 24th of this month. So please do take advantage of the free web class link, which will be in the video link below. And come along, join us, get ahead of your monkey mind leading you, and decide to lead from your higher self, which is what that course teaches you. Success in every area of your life, how to line up with it. And if you know you want to do some deep diving, that's the Fearless, Empowered and Free to Be Me program, or the one-to-one coaching that I offer. There are lots of you positioning yourselves now to be leaders in the new world that we are co-creating, but you need to clear your shit first so that it's not influencing you. And that's what I teach you to do, is to be able to come from your higher self rather than your ego. Now, what I was going to say about the world stage, so I've made some notes here, is full of confusion, smoke screens, mirrors. Remember this: those who accuse, condemn and judge others who do not agree with their narrative are usually guilty of the very crimes they supposedly call out. Those who point the fingers first, you've really got to be careful about this, because to practice discernment in 2021, you're going to need to remember that not everything that is told to you is truth, and not everyone that comes to you wanting your attention, wanting your energy, deserves it or is worthy of it. You are going to have to decide where you're going to put your energy and where you're not, because otherwise, when you open yourself up to everything is going to be pulling at you. So choose your path, choose what you want to do, choose what you want to align with, and remember what's going to come up is the resistance within you to achieving those very goals. Okay, so you do need to dream your dream awake, and that's what this free class helps you to do. I've put here, the media is full of inaccuracy and misleading commentary. Investigative journalism is dead, and social media is a sanitized and heavily manipulated playground. Well, that is my opinion. You decide for yourself, but I will say there are some phenomenal investigative journalists who've been doing absolutely everything they can in their power to expose truth where it has been suppressed. And you may well have noticed that my tact has changed. So if you would like a multidimensional perspective on what I'm seeing happening on the world stage, please join my mailing list on rosieglow.com. You'll get the free star salutation practice as a gift. But this way, so make sure you click you want to receive emails and personal contact from me. I can then inform you this multidimensional perspective and you can share it with your friends, because when we are armed with information to help us discern, then we feel more empowered. And as a result of feeling more empowered, we can create a sustainable future. And that's what I want for myself. It's what I want for you. It's what I want for the planet. Sustainability is not something that is reliant on technology, okay? Sustainability is something that we can align with because it is something that aligns with nature, and we can bring in technology without being heavily dependent on it. This is very, very important, because some of the sustainability models at the moment are very concerning and need to go under scrutiny, because I personally do not see how they're sustainable in the long term, and I talk about those as well when I share videos with you through my mailing list. What I wanted to say is we have to question what a fact is these days, as even these are manipulated. So, you know, we're learning from a multidimensional perspective that life is very subjective, down to our perception. Our perception influences our experience of reality. So learning to shift our perception from fear, from struggle, into love, into thriving is what we all need to do this year. The bridge is your imagination. The bridge is allowing yourself to dream beyond what you know. So taking what you don't like in your life and turning it into something that you do want. That's how you start to investigate beyond what you know, beyond your comfort zone, okay? So the things you know you don't like, that you have a strong visceral reaction to, that's your creativity space to then consider, well, what would I want instead of this? If you can start to practice that, both for your own personal goals and what's going on in the world at large, it's really important. And once you have got discernment, you feel empowered to be able to take action and to align with your truth and to speak up with confidence. And we're all going to have to do that, because we are shaping our reality. And those who have stood up and said, this is not for me, this is not the way I want it to go, have actually turned things around. They've turned laws around, they've turned policies around. We all have to remember how powerful we are and not leave it to the next person. At the same time, we have to know when we're doing more than our fair share and actually step down from doing that so that others can actually step up. So I want you to take this on board. If you can work with this idea in your life to move beyond duality into oneness, it's not either or, it's and this and more. So we have multiple truths going on. You know, we can get the example going of that thing that everyone is thinking is going to be the miracle cure for our sanity and our freedom. And we can say, you know what, rather than feeling like everyone has to have it or no one has it, how about those who want to have it, but once they've made an informed choice, rather than being told half-truths about it, because that's what we need to do. We all need to make informed choices, and we don't get much access to clear and accurate information to do that. And also, think about these words: follow the money, vested interests, conflict of interests. Really consider that when you're looking at things put in front of you in the media, and our wonderful politicians who, you know, have always played their role. They've always played their role. Now we have to decide what we want from our politicians, from our governments. Do we want them to play the role that they play and have played for a very long time, or do we want something different? If we want something different, we have to demand it, create a boundary where we won't accept anything less, and that's when things will align with it, because that's how powerful we are, and that's what I want you to take on board. Okay, so in our country, I have to say there's one particular politician that apparently cried in front of the public on TV. And I looked at this piece of theatre, didn't see one tear, looked more like he was laughing to me. And this is what I'm going to ask you to do, is to see beyond the way things are portrayed, because the way things are portrayed is not the way they actually are. And if you can accept that and stop arguing for the limitations that are placed upon you and that are placed in the world, you will start to find greater and greater freedom. And that's where you will also find me, because I'm going to help you overcome those limitations. That's what I do. That's what Rosie Glow is. So I'll leave you with this. What world do we want to create? Get on with creating it, okay? This is our time, star peace. It is our time to celebrate that and to share that with the whole world, because our universe is coming into a time and a space where we are reverberating peace. The centre of your universe is your heart. You create peace in there, and you will reverberate a frequency of peace, fulfillment, abundance, putting it all out into your energy field. And as a result of doing that, this is what you will start to attract. So if you love the sound of that, it is time for you to become part of Rosie Glow, okay? It's time for you to get engaged with the very tools that are going to help you to get over your limitations, over the challenges, over the things that have happened in your life that you felt as though you've got no control over. It's time to realise how powerful you are, and that's the message I want to give you. So for 2021, let's welcome that discernment, let's welcome that empowerment, and let's welcome the sustainability that is possible as a result of that. So much love to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being part of the change, because we're all here to do that. And please do make sure you subscribe to Rosie Glow on YouTube, you subscribe to the Facebook page. You can also join me on MeWe, I think it is, or WeMe, I get confused which one it is, but I'm going to be moving over there. And of course, join the mailing list on Rosie Glow, because that's where you will find me having the most candid conversations with you. All right? So much love. Have a wonderful evening tonight. And I know it's not what people expect it to be, but there is a way to create something beautiful tonight through setting your intention. So create a ritual, do something for yourself that you know is going to help you set the tone for a whole new year ahead. Let's intend grace. Let's co-create it. Let's clear the resistance to it. I love you. Namaste.